Well, hey everyone, this is Robb from Intended Consequences. Today on Pursue the Ride, we're just going to have a little bit of a freestyle ride, and we're going to talk about, well, the emotional connection between riders and their motorcycles. So, hit the graphic. So this line of thought came to me earlier this week when I saw that a buddy of mine who lives out in California now had to sell his motorcycle. He's had it for about 10 years, and I mean, you could just tell from the advertisement that, you know, he loved that bike, like, and having to sell it for medical reasons or whatever is, you know, it was hard for him. Anyway, so he's selling his bike. And it got me thinking about, you know, how I'm connected with my bike and how I wouldn't want to have to sell Redzilla. Even if I had to, if I couldn't ride Redzilla anymore, medical issues or whatever, like let's say that happened, you know, I would be all tore up. And I haven't had Redzilla for 10 years. You know, this is a 2016, do the math, right? Anyway, it just got me thinking. Emotional connections with our bikes. And I think a lot of riders have emotional connections with their motorcycles. I think this is, you know, emphasized by the way motorcyclists name their motorcycles, right? So this is Redzilla, I gave it a name. And people are encouraged, can't tell if that's a cop or not. Anyway. People get encouraged to name their motorcycles. That's just kind of a thing. So I just got thinking about it, like, what is it about the human condition that gives us an attachment to machines? Certainly, like living things, like pets, I can understand that. We get an emotional connection to our pets. We name our pets, right? There's that naming again. But we name our pets, we love our pets, but those are living creatures. Those are living organisms with their own emotions, with their own personalities. And so it makes sense that we would have emotional attachment to animals. But what is it about inanimate objects and machines and stuff that elicits similar emotional reactions? You know, and I think back to like kids, right? Like, we're almost conditioned this way because you'll have a stuffed animal or a blanket or a favorite toy or something that as a kid that you just don't want to part with, even if you've outgrown it. Well, that looks like a cool road. Even if you've outgrown it, you're still attached to it. You're still emotionally invested in that thing. And that thing's it's just a thing. So what is it? I think what it really is, what it really boils down to is we attach the emotions that we feel when using that toy or when riding that motorcycle, and we attach them to that object. Like, so for example, you know, a blanket, right? Maybe a blanket, you know, it keeps you warm, but maybe you just got attached to it. You know, your parents told you like monsters wouldn't get you if you had your blanket, or whatever the case may be. You have an emotional response and reaction to the object, and riding is no different. And this is the point of this little short video is going to be, riding is no different, right? The emotions that I feel riding right now on this bike, I feel happy, I feel free from pressures of my job, I feel free from the drama of daily life, I feel free to just move about. Look at us go, right? Like, I feel physically good. The wind is hitting me. I like that feeling. I like the temperature. I like having the control. Everything about this experience right now, I am incredibly satisfied, and it feels really good physically, but even more so emotionally and maybe even spiritually. I can't explain all that much more than that, but I can just tell you that's how I feel. And I think most motorcycle riders feel similar when they ride. And you attribute those emotions to the thing that allows you to feel them. Without the motorcycle, I don't know if I'd be able to feel this way. doing something else. Maybe horseback riding. That's probably the closest thing I can think of. But even then, that's not this. And I think it's instinctual, or natural rather, that I associate those feelings with the motorcycle. The motorcycle allows me to feel this way. And because the motorcycle allows me to feel this way, it has value. And that value is projected emotionally through how I feel when I'm using the motorcycle. Yeah, and the motorcycle in of itself, it's just a machine. It's just a Harley, right? Like, let's not let's get through this turn here. So if you've had a machine, you know, a bike for, let's say, 10 years, kind of going back to my buddy's situation, you know, that's 10 years of this feeling. That's 10 years of hitting the road, of riding with your friends, of doing all these things. Emotional connections, man. We do it, and it's real. Like, and here's the other thing, right? Like, you might tease a kid because, you know, they always want their teddy bear, and they're like teenagers, but they still have their teddy bear with them and stuff, and that might be silly or whatever. And I understand that, but on the other hand, I understand that the connection between a person and an object is very real, and I can respect that. There are memes of guys sleeping next to their motorcycle, and it's, you know, it's haha, it's funny, but I think that's very real too. I think that's a funny expression of a very real feeling. And again, this isn't just motorcycles. I'm thinking about motorcycles. This is a motorcycle channel, so I'm using the motorcycle as an example, and it's something I personally feel. But it could be anything. What do you have? Put down in the comments if you have an odd emotional connection to something. It could be your motorcycle, that's fine. But that kind of goes without saying. And those of you who ride, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who are interested in getting into riding, you will soon find out what I'm talking about. That's fine. But what's something else? Beautiful day. You'd hardly know that there's a hurricane coming in the next few days. Yeah, hurricane, wow, man, we've run out of numbers. That's right, we have a Delta. Hurricane Delta is supposed to start some rain here in southern Georgia next few days. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna get out while it's still nice out. Well, that's a lot of red clay. Oh, I know where I am. This turn sucks. This is a tough turn. Beautiful day, just great. Alright guys, like I said, just a quick easy video, just getting out, riding, talking about kind of what's on my mind. Certainly nothing worth writing a whole script for, but something to talk about, riding related. If you like this sort of thing, don't forget to like and subscribe. There'll be more coming. And remember guys, stay safe, keep the rubber side down. I will see you next time.